What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the monthly podcast. We didn't do for 4 months or 5 months. We didn't fight because actually I got like 5 or 6 messages on Twitter. Did you fight? Did you had a disagreement? No, we didn't. We just have a life, I think,
Yep.
outside of this. But here we are. I think the last time we did a podcast was a month before we played Inter, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
Yep.
Um,
We
all
were
look,
flying.
yeah, we were flying. All looked perfect. We were on course to. I don't know what we were on course to, but we were definitely not on course to win 2 out of 15 or so. But yeah, a lot has changed since then. Obviously, coaching, players off the field, on the field, a lot of new things, a lot of old things back. But Julian is also back to discuss what happened and what potentially is going to happen or should happen in the next 3 months or 3 months slash 2 plus 1 years. No? So, how are you doing? And you can confirm to the people we didn't fight.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. We were discussing off camera, well, on camera, but like off whatever stream. That's my kid. She's gonna start soccer on Saturday. It's called pups. It's where she's just gonna run around and start, I don't know, picking grass, whatever kids do. So yeah, I've been just chilling with her and living life with her. It's great. And unfortunately, we watch every game together. But that might change now. Like, we might be happier now. Um, but we all know that, like, since I last appeared on this channel, it's been an absolute shit show. Like, I wasn't avoiding it. I wasn't avoiding the channel also because it was a shit show. Like, it just shit happens. And also, like, if people follow both of us on Twitter, they should know that, like, we don't hate each other. We actually really like each other. It's banter. It's fun.
It's
I don't know.
it's been horrible. It's been like
Oh yeah, on the field, what are you gonna do, right? Like, it is what it is. Allegri coached our relegation side.
hey,
He coached our relegation side for 15, 16 games.
oh, he actually did. Like yesterday, or the when the Monza game ended, I was like, I was like,
Relief.
it was a very actually this like it's strange. The season flew by, but at the same time, it went so slow for some
Yeah, I can't
reason.
believe it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't believe it's already June.
no, it's crazy. But when you sit back and you're like, well, the games took ages. Like the last
Yeah.
16 games, it looked like they took 180 minutes every single time. It was unwatchable. It was uh,
Yeah.
it was frustrating. It was whatever. It was not enjoyable from results to playing style to everything. Like the only thing that was positive is you won the Coppa Italia, which took our mind off for not even 24 hours because
No, it was like 10
someone
minutes, and then you saw what happened.
yeah, because someone decided I'm gonna leave on an all-time meltdown. That's what he decided, and he got sacked. But I will ask you about it because that's the main point where actually all like everything kicked off. Basically, not that he
Yep.
was not getting sacked. I think it was extremely obvious. However,
Yeah.
he said, "Give me the sack now." Like that's what he basically said. Although a lot of people say it's disrespectful. What was your take on everything, like on the field, off the field, with what we didn't see, but actually did happen, took place because he apologized to the journalist. There's a picture out there, so it did happen, which ultimately cost him his job. 2 games before the end of the season.
I think he, like, and again, not that I hate the dude. I hated how he coached, like, these past 3 years, but he acted like a child. Like, you talk about how he wanted to install professionalism, yada yada yada. He's what he's been a coach for how many years now? He's never had that quite of a meltdown. You know what I mean? So the way he acted was super petty because he knew he was getting fired.
Yeah.
Like, like the a Juventus fan who barely checked in the season knew he was going to get fired or just not be a coaching or whatever, mutually terminated contract, whatever. And he just took it upon his own hands and said and tried to make it about himself, saying, "Haha, look at me! I won this trophy. Like, what are you going to do now?" And obviously, Gentoli was like, "Well, guess what? I have control over you, buddy." And he did what he needed to do. I applaud Gentoli for doing that. Obviously, you and I have discussed it should have happened way earlier.
Yeah.
Like even before the relegation form.
Yeah.
Even like he started talking to Thiago Motta, and we're gonna get into it. He started talking to Thiago Motta apparently in January, right?
Yeah.
That's the news or whatever. So that's good, in my opinion. But you got to fire him shortly after, because you can't go 5 months knowing, because obviously the people in the club are well connected, and Allegri's going to see and know that he's been talking to someone else. It's like a girl; they find out eventually, right?
Yeah. I think.
Yeah,
I think it's okay to have talks with coach. Maybe Juntoli's mistake was.
absolutely.
Maybe I think Juntoli's mistake was he just needed to tell, like he just needed to make it clear that
Yes.
look, this is happening. You're gonna finish the season, but next season
Or
you're
not
not.
even that. Or if he's not okay with that, you fire him and
Okay.
make Montero do what he had to do. Because Montero definitely could have done a little bit better than relegation.
Yeah, like doing worse was
Impossible.
kind of impossible. Yeah,
Yeah, that's my point.
it was impossible. But maybe that was Juntoli's. Like even if you wanted to keep him, maybe you needed to say it very open and say, you know what, you're gone. I'm talking.
Yeah.
But there's no like transfers happen like this, so I'm not sure why people are outraged by the fact that it's happening with a manager. Like it happens with transfers. We've been talking with Colt Miners since January.
I was just about to
Everybody
say that.
knows that.
Are
So
people gonna be mad?
yeah, like it's a weird situation. I know like 2 games left. I was like, yeah, let's just give him the 2 games before that happened, because actually he won it, and I saw the video of Juntoli or him and Juntoli on the pitch, but it was a bit unclear. So I made a video for the day after and said, forget about it, enjoy this day. And I was like, actually enjoy it, because we've been in the mud for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Like enjoy it. Like it was good to win it. I wasn't really up for it that game, but during the game I was like, okay, we're 1-0 up. It's real now. You win it. I was like, enjoy it. And then I wake up in the morning and I read all the things and I'm like, man, like I look like an ass. You cannot enjoy this anymore, because I know what was going to happen. Like the moment that happened, I said, Juntoli has no choice than to sack him. He has no choice, because
the writing's
he
on the
will
wall.
look like a fool if he doesn't do that. 2 games left or not is purely making the statement that you cannot call me off. Like it's very, I don't know why people don't understand that, because again, if you go on to your job and you flip up your boss in front of everyone, what do you think is going to happen?
Post.
You think he's going to say, it's almost Christmas, just finish the job, take the bonus, have a family vacation, come back, and then I'll tell you? No, he will call you in and he will tell you goodbye, don't show up tomorrow. It's normal. That's how life works. So I'm still confused why people are shocked about it, because when that happened I was like, he has no choice, he's going to sack him, because there is no choice. Like there's absolutely no way out of it. 2 games left, 10 games left, or even 1 game left. You have no choice. You have no choice.
I 100% agree with you. So, I think the people are talking about, the ones that are confused or like butthurt about it, are obviously the loyalists to Allegri and what happened 8 years ago. But like, come on, like,
yeah,
it's 2024. There's work environments. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you do something like that, you're canned. Any job at McDonald's or at Juventus. That's it.
That's it. And someone say, I saw, like, not fans, but also journalists. It's Juntoli, it's a power struggle. He wants to show he's in control. Oh, he is.
Like he is, though.
He is. Like, I don't know what people want. And then the rumors came out that, he didn't want, like, Gaglione. On point, every single time, every Monday morning, I knew who was going to speak, saying he never really liked Juntoli. He preferred this guy, Amman. I'm like, he doesn't need to prefer shit.
That's not his job.
That's not his job. That's just not his job. There needs to be a good connection. I get that. But still,
Yep.
the coach should not be the one choosing who's running the club, basically, footballing wise. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Allegri was a lame duck since Gentoli got hired.
I said
Because
it.
their outlooks on the game and the sport are all different. Like Allegri's on the left, Gentoli's on the right. Gentoli has more power than Allegri. You're a sitting duck, especially because of what happened and transpired throughout the season. Yeah, you got a lot of 1-0 victories again. Yeah, you squeaked by some teams, but then January, boom, like you're done. I'm sorry. Like
You know when I knew it was never gonna work last summer before Jundoli got hired, and I was watching Sky. I usually don't watch that show anymore, but it was why like the last game on Sunday evening, Sky Italia, they have a show, and Fabio Caressa is a good friend of Allegri. He is,
of
and
course,
they were
everyone is.
speaking about what has Jundoli done and Manna. I'm like, you have no clue who Manna is. I'm sorry,
Yep.
you don't. And you're comparing him with Juntuli and you're asking him what he has done. I'm like, so you do not know what Juntuli has done, but you do know what Manna has done with the under 23s? You're lying. At that point, I knew where that was coming from, and I was like, it's never going to work. The moment he came in, Juntuli was not going to sack him in the summer because it will be total chaos. He had no time
Yep.
probably to find the replacement. But his mind was made up. He was like, no matter what's going to happen this season, he's gone. He's gone. I'm new here. I'm going to do it my way. And he's gonna be praised for it, or he's gonna absolutely get slaughtered for it. But only time will tell. But it was very clear. It's normal that it was gonna happen. Now, if Allegri was winning titles, he couldn't have done that because he wouldn't get away
Of
with
course.
it. But he was looking at this and he was like, "This is rubbish. Like that is actually poor. You can talk about players this, players that.
And it's 3 years of it, though. By the
That's
way, it's
it.
3 years.
Three different squads as well. Different
Yep.
players. It's the same. It's just the same.
Yep.
Players out of position, players regressing, players having 5 good games, 10 bad games. It's all over the place. Good results, bad results. Good
Yep.
defense, bad defense. Moment of we scoring a lot of goals, moment of we scoring absolutely nothing. So it's there was nothing. Like there was absolutely nothing. So
Yep.
I thought it was very clear that there was no way, even though the media was scrambling to make or to claim that there was a way, like what he's done in the past is not going to help him now. I'm sorry. Like that's just it's not going to happen because the quality is not there. I acknowledge that. So you need a coach. You need somebody who actually can really coach, not just
Yep.
manage. Because these players, it's obvious. You cannot set these players out there and tell them the last 30 meters, figure it out. They will not figure it out. They will just not figure it out. You're going to need to give them guidelines to these players. It's just what it is.
Yep.
And he definitely was not doing that. I'm sorry. Like there's
No chance, man.
Remember,
we
you were
seen
still
their
on
sessions.
regularly, and we were talking. Where are the patterns of play? And people were laughing about it in the comments. Oh, what is that? I'm like, something you see every single week. Besides, get it to the wings and cross it. We had nothing.
You see it with like relegation teams, passing patterns.
I watched Burnley this season. They're rubbish.
Like they're horrible at the back, but going forward, they were like, okay, I see
Yeah.
what's going on here.
And when people say, oh, they just need to sit back, they were gonna get relegated anyway. Like
That was a horrendous. Yeah.
they can sit back, they're gonna get relegated. Tottenham the same. They can sit back, they're gonna concede the same goals because they don't have a good squad. So I'm just like, hey, it's this or the same, but it's gonna even look worse. So it is what it is. I get that, but I was not expecting us to win the title, but I was expecting a respectable push, which at one point it really looked respectable, and then we pushed for relegation basically in the second part of the season, which is actually unbelievable. The negative records he broke is insane. Like it's insane. And still there were people making excuses in the media. It's unbelievable. I was watching post game pressers and like actually nobody was asking, hey buddy, you haven't won a game in ages. Your last away win was in January. Nobody was asking these questions. I'm like, weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was really weird. But
Like if you are like obviously like in any respectable team in Europe, but like if I'm going to resort to Canadian hockey for a second, like hockey in the NHL, if a Toronto Maple Leaf reporter didn't ask what the hell's going on after they lost 3 games, with their current team, that guy would probably be fired. Like the reporter, if you didn't ask that. Like, you gotta ask questions, man.
I also find it strange that Romeo is not really in it anymore. I'm not sure.
Is he not on the new scrums? Is he not there?
Not as much, bro. Usually he's always, but it is interesting because I thought the media was protecting him a lot, and even Tuttosport.
I think Sky Media has been protecting him a lot.
Corriere dello Sport, but even Tuttosport, up to a point, I was like, man, like, just let it go. Like, you build up some credibility. They did, Tuttosport. They actually did. They became better over the past 2 years. Ever since Guido took over, it became better. And they were protecting him so long. I was like, man, you need to let it go right now because it's ridiculous. And he lashed out to them. I was like, no. You use the media, the same media, to your advantage. The game is the game. Like, the game is the game.
Yep.
When I need to hear your buddy talk about you need more Salah, what all the names, like Sane, I'm like, Olise, or Eze, and I'm like, there's no way. That guy is 9 years old. He's watching the Premier League, watching Crystal Palace. I'm sorry, he's not doing that. So all these names and all these talks, they're coming from somewhere. You're using that media, and fair play. Use it. If you can use it, I have nothing against it. The game is the game. But don't get mad when it gets used against you. I'm still confused as of why. What? I think Guido was in shock. He was like, buddy, I was actually protecting you. Front page news. I remember that. We were midway that streak, and they were still saying, it's the players and he can turn it around, and he's doing his thing. And I'm like, no, he's not. But the media, like, they were protecting him. And then at one point, I think even he woke up, Guido, and he was like, yeah, nah, nobody's going to buy this crap anymore.
Stop this now.
Stop this now. And whatever the club is feeding him, that's what he said. Right the truth. Now what the club is feeding you. I'm like, Fabio Caressa, Zazzaroni, director of Corriere dello Sport, are writing what you are feeding him.
Yep.
So don't get mad about it. But he did. He got sacked 2 games, which I didn't want this to end. Like, I preferred it to end like just naturally, like the end of the season, because this will always be a stain on it. For someone who actually won so much for the club. He's one of the most successful.
Do you care though how it ended?
A little bit.
If it's his fault, if it's self-inflicted,
maybe a little bit.
Do you feel bad?
No. I don't feel bad. By the way, I don't feel bad. But I know people will remember that. I will not, like, if somebody won't bring it up, I will talk about it. But if somebody asks me about Allegri, I'm like, he won a lot of things for us. Like, he gave me one of the best years of my life, So I'm not gonna talk about that, But if somebody wants to bring it up, I'm like, hey, he did it to himself. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
But that's that. New page. That's the title of the
Fresh
show,
start.
basically.
Love that.
Thiago Motta to change it all, apparently, and we will get into it. It goes from players to playing style, communication. I think actually I'm hearing myself for some reason.
You right?
Yeah. Oh, I could hear myself. But weird. But communication, actually going into pressers and actually talk about football for once, I guess. It's all new. You haven't spoke about it, but he is going to be the next coach. So what do you make of it?
So we just talked about a fresh look. This is a fresh overhaul of what could possibly become a new good cycle. Do you want me to speak on what he does as a coach, or like why I'm excited? Like what, or I guess both.
Both. You go, floor, sir. I talked about it for months, so
yeah. So like we all know, Bologna finished 5th, right? I guess 5th now at the conclusion of it, because they lost on Friday, and then Atalanta won their game, so they're 5th. They made Champions League. Who would have thought, right? We look at what he did at Spezia. He made that salary stricken team compared to every other team. He made them like not respect, like they were still relegated to garbage, whatever, but like, you know what I mean? He made it respectable.
Yeah, it looked decent.
Yeah. Okay, so then he went to, I think, Genoa first, though, and he got fired after like 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get those two you get those two things out of the way. Then your next job is Bologna, where you exceed expectations. Your first squad that has better players than the other two you had, right?
Yeah.
They actually had some international players on their team, like Remo Freuler. Abisher plays for Switzerland. Zirkzee obviously well, not for the Euro Cup, but like he's played for Holland. And these guys, right?
Yeah.
So then you're seeing him. You're going to see him into this new club with Juventus with even better players. You can only expect better things. He has the pedigree. He has as a player. He's on Inter for the treble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has the Champions League. He has the Serie A's. He played international for Italy. He didn't win the Euro Cup, obviously, or the World Cup. He was in that in between weird phase for the national team. But like he has the pedigree of a player. So automatically, I think the players that we currently have at our disposal can look to him and say, "Okay, I respect you." You know, some coaches come in and say, "You have nothing."
Yeah.
I think he commands respect already when you walk into a dressing room.
Yeah, he looks like that as well. The way he speaks, or the way players
Yeah,
speak on him as well. The Real, they like I thought was it. I think it was Orsolini at the start of the season. I might be mistaken, but he said like he's extremely honest, but he's also hard. He will make it very
perfect.
clear that this is what he needs. You know, simple example. He's okay if you lose possession. That can happen. But if you do not try to get it back ASAP, he will let you know the next day. He will let you
Perfect.
know. But it's honest. He said he will always be honest. So by now the players again, you can say it's Orsolini and coming to Juve, it's different level
Okay,
type of
but
players. But
these players are already here, though, right?
yeah, there
It's
are
not. It's not a Bologna player. This is like these players are Juventus. They've been established at Juventus for a while now. Like most of them,
yeah.
because we didn't sell. Like, we barely sold him, but we barely brought anybody in, right? So like Vlahovic, looking at Thiago Motta, it's gonna be like, yeah, great. In my opinion, I think they're excited. I think Chiesa is literally good. Well, we'll get to it, but like, I think he's going to stay and extend at least. And the players that you're bringing in are for him. And I've seen you on the channel speaking about that, saying that Gentoli needs to bring the players in for the coach.
Yeah.
And if Thiago Motta wants Di Gregorio, you got Di Gregorio, guy who can play with his feet and stop a ball, which is the main thing, by the way, as a goalie. I don't give a shit about how you can ping it out through the back, but if that's how the coach wants to play, great. That's added bonus for me. Like, I have no problem with Tech. Guy
No,
can't
I
pass
like him.
shit.
Yeah, he's
Guy
shit
can't
with his
pass
feet.
shit, but he stops the ball, and that's what I care about. If Di Gregorio is even better at stopping the ball and even better with his feet, wow, great. Can't wait. And I think we know that. We know what Di Gregorio is. But again, going back to Thiago Motta, it's just a breath of fresh air, man. You look at what he's done with the Bologna team as well in Serie A, top 2 defense in terms of conceding goals,
I think
expected goals around that same amount, like they're second or third. I can't look at my phone right now because I'm using it to do this, but I'm pretty sure in expected goals he was very low as well, and they scored the same amount of goals as Juventus without a bomber, as the Italian people call him, like Vlahovic, like
third.
Zirkzee. He's not a main striker. He's like he can play any position in midfield, or up top. You know what I mean? He can play
It's like
left
a
wing.
it's
Yeah,
like a Gabriel Jesus. Like he's not really.
yeah.
Only he's more. I think he's better technically. I think he's
Oh yeah,
sound.
no, for sure. I think he's better than, well, obviously Jesus is more decorated and
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
but like,
yeah.
yeah.
But
But like, right now, I think I'd take Zirkzee over Jesus. But like, you're right. He's a similar profile with you can play anywhere up in the attack. So they didn't have like a prime goal scorer. So now he's got one. He's got Chiesa as well, who I'm pretty sure is better than Orsolini, right? And you got Kenan Yildiz, who's probably going to be better than that Ndoye guy that he's starting, the Swiss guy.
Swiss guy, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And then you got midfielders like Locatelli, who I'm pretty sure everyone criticizes him, but I'm pretty sure he's better than Abisher.
Should be.
Should be. And we know I shit on Rabiot, you shit on Rabiot, but he's still probably better than Remo Freuler.
Should be. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Okay. So I think with these better players, if you can get them all on the same page and play the way he wants, because we don't know about Rabiot yet, but like whoever he brings in to replace Rabiot, if it's Rabiot, I think we're in for a treat. It's not like the David Moyes from Everton to Man United thing either, because like there's obviously going to be some comparisons to that where like smaller mid-table club gets to the Champions League, he got them there. Can he rise to the occasion at a big club? I think Thiago Motta just has a better pedigree and he's played for Barcelona, PSG, Inter. Like he can handle that pressure.
It's, you know what? Like you can say it with everything. Will it be all right? But you can say that with everything, but you need to take a stand. Basically, like I believe, like he's not my first choice. Like I still like Italiano.
I know you like Italiano better, and I'm like, okay, why? But sure.
But like we signed Motta, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm like, okay, fine, you know, because even with Italiano, it could be an unknown. Yes, he did like 2 European finals with Fiorentina, Conference League, whatever. He's still there twice in a row. Fair play, I guess. But I still prefer him. It didn't happen. I'm not gonna cry over it. Like the new coach comes in, I'll give it a shot. Only time will tell if it will succeed.
Sure.
Because I don't expect if Allegri stayed or Conte came in, or Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola, I don't expect us to win next season. And I saw a lot of people already saying, "Oh, now we need to win." No. He's not gonna win. I don't believe we're gonna win next season, no matter who the coach is, and I'm fine with that, as long as I can see, okay, we're gonna win very, very soon because this is good. We need 1 or 2 pieces and we're there. You know, now we need so much. You know, so we're so far off. I get it. You know, and he's gonna need time because it's a different reality and he's gonna shift things. He had half a season at Bologna last season to kind of weed out what he didn't need and see what he did need. That he doesn't have that now. It needs to go from day one basically. So that's that. So I'll give him time. Whatever this will need time. If you don't give this time, then we're gonna be in a very ugly run. You know, it's
gonna be Chelsea.
Yeah, it's gonna the 4 years now. It's gonna be 6, 7, 8 really, really quickly. You know, but you need to believe. That's what I said with Juntli. Like you need to believe in what you do. You want Motta, you need to believe in it. You cannot half-ass this now. You cannot say, "Ooh, you want Zirkzee." I'm not so sure about that. If that's what he needs, that's what he needs. You know, and I said it about these players. I don't give a shit. Like like I don't have a connection with these players. If I wake up tomorrow and they're like Chiesa's gone, I'm like, But hey, he won Zirkzee and it works out, then I don't care if we win with Zirkzee, with Chiesa, or with even Milik. If we can win with Milik and he's like, I need Milik, I can win with Milik. I don't care. I want to win. I don't care what the name is. I don't care if he's Italian or German. I just want to win. Period. But you need to believe in that. You cannot bring your guy in and then he's like, I don't need Chiesa. I want Zirkzee, or I don't need... or actually, I want Rabiot. I don't like Rabiot. I'm not a fan of his, you know. But if he's like, I need Rabiot, I can work with it. Okay.
Then you gotta keep him.
Work with it. If I can see, hey, it's working, I'm like, fair play. I'm okay. I want to win. Like, I don't care. I actually don't care. You know, I don't rate him. I don't rate Gatti. But he's like, hey, I can turn Gatti into something spectacular that was going to make us win. I'm like, hey, whatever. You know, I just want to win. And prove me wrong. That's fair. So the Chiesa one, obviously, it's very obvious that, you know, that news popped up, you know, from Di Marzio saying that not that he doesn't want Chiesa. I can hear myself again. Not that he does not want Chiesa, but more so that he doesn't see him in his ideal starting 11, basically. I'm not sure what that means, because then they went on saying defensively he's not that good. I'm like, you can say a lot of things about Chiesa, but I don't think that's
his
one
work
of those
rate's
things.
Unbelievable.
Like, if that was not the case, this season everybody will be slaughtering him, because if he didn't work hard this season, he will look like Rashford. Like he will look like Rashford, but like his work rate, you can never question about Chiesa. So I thought it was a very odd bit of news. But maybe you're like, yeah, it doesn't fit with what Monta wants to do, formation wise, style wise. But I was confused, and I'm still confused by the
I
reporting.
I think that is a Saturday night, May 25th news dump to make to catch Juventus fans and Serie A fans off guard and watch news. Like, what are we talking about? I think I've said this before. Any team in the world, bar Man City or Real Madrid, would take Chiesa. I'm sorry. Like, when that dude has the freedom to go forward, who's stopping him? Right?
Yeah,
Who doesn't
yeah.
want that?
But
Is he and again, is he better than Ndoye?
oh, we're going there. We're going there again. Yeah,
Is he
yeah.
better than
But
Orsolini?
maybe Ndoye's work rate is higher. Like the comment
But
was
is it?
weird. I'm
But
not so
is it
sure.
though?
I'm not, I need to look. Maybe the stats prove me wrong. I said, yeah, the work rate is, but
Did Chiesa not start as a wing back in
he did.
Fiorentina?
Yeah, but like,
Okay, what are we talking about here? Like, I think it's a Saturday night news dump because the season ended and everything's going so positively for Juventus that someone had to say something.
I think like I don't. If it's a real thing, I think it's more club based because at some point they're gonna need to weed out
It's
the
not Thiago Motta
finances.
thing. It's a yeah, I agree with that. Sure.
I think it's more based on like if there are real rumors or real feed to the reporting, I think it's more so of it's the club putting snippets out there to prepare the fans that we're gonna need to sell somebody. You know,
Sure.
I like
Yep.
something is gonna need to give because with the links that the links out there, something is gonna need to give. We don't have that money.
I don't have hot takes, but I have some I think Sule is going.
Oh, it's not a hot take. I've been saying that since October. He's gone.
Yeah, I think it's the easiest thing to do. And if Nico Schurrer said 35 to 40 million people are bidding, I'm like, yeah, he's gone.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Like tomorrow, as soon as Frosinone ends, whenever I think they play right now, as the time of the recording, like he's gone.
Oh yeah, if it's
Thanks for
anywhere
coming
near
out.
35, he's out.
Yeah,
35, he's out. There's no like you take it, or like the
and I'm
club
gonna
will
be
take
honest
it.
again. It's not like I don't think he's a good player. I don't think he's ever gonna. He would never play for Juventus. Now,
No, I agree. I had
not
that
that he's
same
not good
feeling.
enough, but at this point in time, it's like you're getting all these other like Yildiz has probably surpassed him at this point in terms of hype, and like he needs to play time over Sule because I think Ken and Yildiz and I'll take the L
Oh, I forgot
from a
about
couple
that.
years ago. I'll take the L. I will.
I
No
forgot.
problem.
Oh, people are gonna smoke you. I forgot.
Yeah. Listen, I'm coming out. I'm saying I'm taking the L now. But to be fair, he's able to dribble by everybody.
Yeah, he's
So
like I don't know what it. I've seen him live once. You know, he was in the youth
yeah,
league, and when I
yeah,
saw him live, I was like, because usually like it was on screen and not every
yeah,
single game, so you saw the goals and all those things. But when
yeah,
I saw him play, and they were down to 10 man, and he was just carrying. Yes, but it was again against the same age. He
yeah.
was he was running riot on his own. I was like, damn, you know, and he was powerful, and he was making it look so effortless. Like it.
That was my only. That was my point though when I said, "Is he going to be able to bully ball through men?"
Yeah,
And this for what did he do against Frosinone in that first game? He bully balled through three guys. I'm like, all right,
but every time he has the ball and he tries
yeah,
to go 1-on-1, I'm like, he has it. Like he probably got
well,
it.
yeah, he won't lose it, or he won't
He's
put us on a bad counterattack the other way.
he's very he's extremely talented. You know, he just
That's why I think he surpassed Sule, and that makes Sule dispensable in my opinion, because you can have two or three young wingers.
no, Sule
Like,
is gone. Sule is
yeah,
gone. I think it's just how much. That's the question. I don't think
yeah,
Sule is gonna
yeah.
stay. I think just by his comments as well and his agent, I'm like, yeah, the club told him he's gone. Like, but it
And
is.
it is. Thank you. You're a promising prospect, but again, oh well. And I said that whenever I did those the young player updates, I said, not all these guys are going to be able to stay.
No.
Everyone can like them as much as you want. The reality is, like Illing Jr., I still have reservations on him too. Like, yes, he's better than
Same.
Kostic, 100%. Like, it's it's not hard to see.
You're sure?
Illing is
Because
more
people are
effective.
okay. But people are
He's
still
more
saying
effective.
no. But
He's more effective than Kostic. Like, come on.
yeah, one looks like a corpse, the other one looks like a player.
Yeah, and I would still sell Illing for 20, 25 million.
But I would not sell him. I'm not gonna lie.
That is that because it's positional?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would
Because
keep
he can
him.
play left back. We've seen that he can play left back,
Yeah,
and
he
it's
can.
okay.
It's a decent job. People talk about defensively he's been poor. I'm still waiting for him to have complete disasters, mental breakdowns offensively.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for that. So as long as I'm not seeing that, I'm like, because 20 million, I don't think we're gonna get 20 million. I'm not gonna lie. You know,
if that okay, then you keep him.
if it's like 50 million, I'm like, keep him. You know, he's cheap. He has proven that he can play. You saw him in the Coppa Italia. He had it locked up all game long. It was clear.
Yep.
He can play high pressure. There's no problem. At Sevilla, played left back, like literally left
Yep.
back. He had it locked up in that first half. It was okay. Then he subbed him off later on, but he was playing left back, complete left back that game, and it was okay. It was calm. He has a good cross on him, good acceleration. He's good with his feet. I'm like, there's no real need. You know, again, if the offer is insane, I get it. But if it's 50 million, just hand him the new deal. You know, it's it's still cheap.
No, I agree.
And he's not well. Like, I'm not saying, oh my god, what a player, but we cannot replace anyone. So that's a player. If the fee is so low, it's same for Nonge. Like, he's going to Antwerp in the Belgium league for like 5 million. I'm like, do you really need 5 million? Do you really need that? Like,
is that actually happening?
According to Belgian sources, yeah. But I'm like, for 5 million, like, are we really that scared? Like, just send him out on loan. Let him play. You're gonna get that 5 million also in 2 years. No worries. You're gonna get that money. So if you need the 5, you will get that money. You know, that's
he's what? He's 18. Nonge.
Yeah, but when he was sent back to the next gen, he was cooking again. Like, he can play. Yeah. He's very raw. He's extremely raw. Like, out of all of them, he needs to take a lot of more steps.
They're in the semifinal, right?
Oh, they got kicked out yesterday. They needed one more goal. They didn't score that.
I saw they advanced to the semifinal.
No, it was a quarterfinals, and they lost at home, and they drew away 2-2, I think. But
no, man, I'm pretty sure they made it.
No, they're out.
I saw it, but on FotMob they said they made it.
No, they're out.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, so that's that, you know. But a lot of things are gonna change. Like, besides Di Gregorio, things are just gonna move around.
Oh yeah,
100%. You know, midfield, is Rabiot gonna stay? That's a big question mark right now. Or are we actually gonna sell Rabiot or let him go? Miretti, is he gonna go out on loan? Is he gonna stay? Alcaraz, whatever, I guess. Diallo, yeah, nobody knows.
You know what's hilarious? Diallo is those 15 minutes were exactly how we described them.
Yeah, he's paid. He's just
the first 10 seconds he gets bullied on a header.
Yeah,
which we knew. He gets bullied on a header, and then like 30 seconds after that, he just takes the ball down the field because he's fast and technical.
Yeah. So that's also like all up in the air, like what's gonna happen with him. So
I think they let him stay. How many center backs do we need? 4 or 5? We need at least 5.
Huijsen is coming back. Are you gonna sell him?
You get more money if you sell Hoyt, but you don't want to sell Huijsen. That's the one you don't want to sell.
But if you sign Calafiori, the club might be like, yeah, we have a ball playing one at the back now.
Yeah, but can't Calafiori be like a left back too, and just say, hey?
I don't know. I'm not so sure.
That's why there's a lot of questions going into next season.
Bremer.
What's up?
Bremer. What's gonna happen with Bremer? Like, is he gonna stay? Can he play in a back 4?
He was our MVP of the season, but if he is sold for his release clause, I don't think I would mind.
Who are we gonna pair him with? Because I don't want to go into Europe, Syria, Club World Cup with Danilo as the main guy at the back. I just can't.
I think that shouldn't we not do that?
But that's gonna happen if you sell Bremer. Like, it's gonna happen. You get Calafiori, but who else? We're not gonna, like, I saw the links with Um, the guy, the French guy, or like playing the French league. What's his name?
I don't know. So many guys.
Played for Barcelona, played for Fiorentina.
Oh, Todibo.
Todibo, yeah, he's 60 million. So you're gonna
Yeah.
sell Bremer for 60 million and spend that on like that? That's just not gonna happen. So that's my fear if you lose Bremer. That is my fear that you just get Calafiori all hype and then you're like, okay, one step forward, two steps backwards again. You know, that's my biggest fear right now, that we cannot replace Bremer because Calafiori is not enough. Like that's an added piece. You build on it, but if you lose Bremer, I think we're in trouble because I don't see us signing us.
Okay, so hypothetical back four for next year: Cambiaso, Calafiori, Bremer, Di Lorenzo.
Oh no, you sneak that one in.
But you got to keep Bremer.
I
and
played
you got Calafiori.
Yeah, I played Danilo over Di Lorenzo. Like,
Okay.
I can deal with that more so than watching Di Lorenzo play. He's rubbish, man. Like, yeah, one good season. Other than that, he scammed people. I'm sorry. Like, he's not a good player. Never rated him. But Danilo, same. And there are news out there that the club is looking to maybe offload him because if he plays 50%, again, you're tied to him for $4.5 million. It's a horrible contract.
Yeah.
Like, people should be sued for those type of contracts. Like, how is that? I think Giuntoli, I couldn't believe it when he saw that contract. He was like, ah, shit. Like,
extra lawyer to look at all the things that happened.
I think it's a problem for Giuntoli because he's sitting there right now and he's like, if he stays, he's going to play 50% of the games. But next season, I'm going to need to pay him another $4.5 million. But I don't think he's good enough. I really believe that he's sitting there. He's like, financially, and what it offers on the pitch, it's not really good. It's not what it should be.
I think the same idea with Szczęsny.
Yeah, and I have the same thing with Vlahovic. I like Vlahovic, but the wages are insane, you know?
Yeah.
Same for Szczęsny. So these are issues for Giuntoli that he needs to navigate. Nobody wants to talk about it because everybody likes Danilo, but it's an issue for Giuntoli. It's just really an issue.
Yeah.
That's why the rumors are out there from good sources. They're not from scrappy sources and from good sources.
Yeah, I think I think it's with Chiesa as well because he makes
Same.
what, 8?
No, he makes 4.5 something.
Oh,
like
okay,
net.
so
I was like net.
Yeah. Okay, so that'd be. I'm assuming that's all coming from the same place. Then it makes sense. They make too much money for finishing fourth.
They do, and also what they offer. Like I don't. Like, I don't want to make it about it again, but I'm sorry. Like, he's not a good player. Like, he's not a player you're gonna go and dominate.
This is about Danilo again.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
it's just not gonna happen. I don't care what people say. You know, he can speak well and be a good guy. I will never question that. You know, same for Alexandro. But I'm like, no, like, that's just not good enough. That's why I'm scared of losing Bremer because I'm actually fearful that we need to spend so much money to fix that we will look at that midfield again and we're like, here we go again. You know?
Yeah.
The only saving grace, quote unquote, for Giuntoli is that Fagioli is back and he is like a new signing, literally. Because
dude, that guy's nice to watch.
Like, he will probably, like, I think Giuntoli was watching that game and he was like, thank God.
Like, yeah.
Thank God. That's one worry less.
If you, like, you don't even need to, like, you do need to sign Coop Miners, in my opinion. But like, well, I didn't say that.
That's what Atalanta wants. Or
okay, that's great. Well, we can get into that after if you want. But like, Fagioli as an advanced midfielder would be great. How great would that be to watch? Just freedom to roam.
Well, apparently it's gonna be Locatelli and Fagioli is gonna play the Regista role under Motta. That's a rumor on the street.
And you lost me again because I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Hey, that's rumors on the street, you know.
Yeah, but like, how does anybody know what Thiago Motta wants to play when there's not even a team yet, and he's not even he wants to go to Barcelona to visit his grandpa or his parents? Like, how does anybody know what he wants to do? Obviously, in the months leading up to his hiring, there obviously was a conversation about player personnel with Giuntoli, right?
Yeah.
100%. There had to be, or else
the
process is crazy.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be signing Di Gregorio and pushing for Calafiori.
Yeah, absolutely. So I get why people can flaunt news out there saying, yeah, we want Fagioli as a regista. But no, if you watch Thiago Motta play or Bologna's play, he had who playing midfield? He had a pivot, right?
Yeah.
He had Abisher and he had Freuler and I forget the other guy's name. They all rotated. Doesn't matter. I forget the other guy's name. Are those Fagioli type players?
No.
No. I think Locatelli should not play. There should not be a regista at Juventus with Thiago Motta.
I think the regista more is linked to like, yeah, I got we spoke about it like a year ago that that role or a trequartista always linked with Allegri. Like we were linked with Bonaventura in January.
Crazy.
It was like we were back in 2016.
Yeah, and he wasn't even good then. He was actually better like last year as a 32-year-old.
Like I do believe that they like Giuntoli spoke with him in January, and they talked about players because like the news was we were gonna talk with coal miners after the window shuts. I'm like, a bit strange, but now it makes sense because you talked to Motta, you kind of agreed that he's gonna take over, and you spoke about players. You spoke about, okay, what do you need? You know, who do you prefer? And let me see if I can make it work in the next couple of months. Let me see that when you come in June, I can tell you we can get Di Gregorio, we can get Calafiori. Coal miners could potentially happen, but it depends on this, and this. You know, I think that's how it went. That Giuntoli, like that's how it should be going, especially in this case.
And it did, and he's doing it so far. Great.
Yeah, because this is not a summer where we need 2 signings. One of them because you need to replace a guy that's done. You need a lot.
Yep.
You need a lot, and also you need to figure out a lot. Like I said,
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna move while we talk because I need to go charge my phone.
Like Chiesa's contract situation, McKennie's contract situation, Rabiot's contract situation, lowering Vlahovic's wage, now apparently getting Chesney to off the books for some reason, which is so crazy. But if you sign Di Gregorio, you probably know what's gonna happen. You probably know that one. I thought Perin, but now the rumors are Chesney's gone, which, like, it didn't make sense for me financially. Who's gonna buy Chesney? But it makes sense for Di Gregorio because it makes no sense to sit him on the bench for one season because he's on a flow now. In a flow now, you need to use that flow. You cannot say whatever. Now you're just gonna sit one season, the following season come back and do your thing again. I don't think that's a good thing to do. So a lot of things to figure out, like a lot of things. Junior's contract, selling potentially Sule. What about Huysen? You know, Arthur's still on the books for some reason. You need to get rid of him. Like, there's so many things to be done that it's going to be hectic, but it needs to be well prepared. That's why the January talks make more sense now because I think he's prepping. He should be prepping because if he doesn't prep, he's not going to get that fix in June now. It's not that he shows up tomorrow to Continuas and like, okay, what do we need to do? If that's the case, stop because next season is already going to fail. Like if you still need to figure your shit out right now, you're in trouble already. It needs to be figured out. It needs to be clear who is going to go and who are your main targets. That needs to be extremely clear right now, which by the looks of it, they are.
Yeah, the targets I think are fixed and they should be, like you said.
Yeah, it's Di Gregorio, Calafiori, Coal Miners, and then it's like, can we get Zirkzee? Can we get Samardzic? Can we add those pieces? Like I think that's how it is. It's 3-4 at the top that needs to be done, and then it's like, okay, the other ones are going to depend on what we will do moving out or opportunities. Are Udinese going to go down? Samardzic could be an opportunity potentially. Like these type of things. Is
that free clause still? Is that a thing?
No, I don't think it's a thing, but I think it's a thing that it's going to be extremely cheap because Frosinone are 0-0. So as of now, Udinese are safe because Empoli are playing 1-1. Roma. So hey, a goal can change. They were actually up 1-0. So a goal can change everything really quickly. But yeah, like a lot of things depend on other things this summer.
So okay. We know, like you just did an excellent point of what Giuntoli had to do preparing for this. Like a very critical summer, obviously. What are the like? I think those players that you laid out are perfect. Like that's a perfect summer, in my opinion.
Koopmeiners,
Di
Calafiori.
Gregorio, Calafiori, Coop Miners, possibly like Zirkzee, because you still need an attacker, in my opinion. Samardzic as another added midfielder, because we're going to need some of those, because there are going to be outgoings. And a right back. Who could that be? Because it like
I've actually not
you don't
really.
want you never want to spend big on a fullback. That's just
Yeah.
that's the rule in the sport. You never want to spend big. So like, who do you go to?
I actually never really gave it a thought, if I'm being completely honest.
Who did I hear? Who did I hear from? Somebody said Gotti right back.
Who?
And I'm like, huh? And then you think about it, he basically does that anyway.
Yeah, but he like I don't want to see his in possession moments in the Champions League. That's something I do not want to see.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair. I'm not saying as like a
yeah,
like,
he
as
plays
a
there,
backup.
or he plays striker, whatever.
Yeah,
it's yeah. I never like actually I never. That's not my focus right now, which it should be. Oh, De Chilio, I forgot De Chilio. You need to get rid of him as well. So
yeah.
it should be a focus. You know, Alexandro's gone as well. So on the other side, on the
Yeah.
so you need to figure it out. But I'd never really give it a thought about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I have one name in mind, but it will never happen, and that's fine. And like whatever. But again, and I'll add this as well. How many players do you think can leave at once and it not be a problem?
What do you mean? Like players we can let go and do not really
Let go. Like it's either they're gone because of their contract or they're sold. Like how many of those can happen, a total amount, before it becomes like a problem?
Ooh.
Like is 10 too much? And I think 10 is unrealistic as well. Like how often do you see 10 players leave?
Oh no, it's not gonna happen. But no, it's not gonna. But a lot of players are gonna leave who are not actually in the team. Maybe that it will add up to it. You know,
Oh, that's fair. Like an Arthur
Sule-
Mello. Like I don't count an Arthur Mello. Like,
Okay.
he's gone.
You can Alexandro's gone, so one that counts.
Yeah. Pogba.
Yeah, Pogba's gone, I guess. Rabiot mechanic could be very easy. Like that could actually happen.
Yep.
Very soon. So 4, De Chilio 5, Chesney or Perin 6.
Well, one of them has to go. So goalie has to go. We know that.
So 6. Milik, Keane,
Like you're already
8.
at 6, eh?
8.
What's up?
Milik, Keane 8.
See that?
We actually had a big squad this season.
Yeah, we did.
Because we couldn't get rid of some of them. So we actually had a big squad, you know. So maybe it was too much. But like 8, and a lot of them are just by default out of contract or not signing a new deal. So you need to get rid, or you already signed the replacement, Di Gregorio. So 8. That could happen. And that's not even including Sule or Arthur, potentially. So
how crazy is that? And then you got
crazy.
Gonzalez coming back, Facundo Gonzalez. You got Hoyson coming back. You got like that dude. That dude has he better be on the phone every day.
Well, he's getting his guys in now officially. He can sign them up now. So that will probably work. Actually, I think they're all already working for him. It's just officially get it rolling now. But yeah, he needs help. Like it's gonna be a crazy summer. That's why I like that. Okay, Motta is there. You're ready for Di Gregorio, and actually, I think the feeling is for the Calafiori one, they just need to sit down for like one full day, and they'll probably wrap that up as well.
I think that's wrapped up before the Euro Cup.
That should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
Well, it better be, to be fair, yeah.
Even McKennie and Rabiot, that needs to be clear. Staying or leaving, are you going to sign that paper? Yes or no? No?
The Rabiot thing, 100%, and the McKennie thing, like, I think that's already drawn. Like, like, he's not getting a raise.
No,
and
that's an issue.
I think it's crystal. He didn't play, the last 3 games? A single minute?
Yeah, I think it's clear as well.
That's clear to me.
Yeah, I think that's just not risking anything and just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, wait, because like the Euro Cup and the Copa America throw everything off. Like McKennie's going to like more than half the teams going to these tournaments.
Yeah, they are.
Like, and it throws everything off because you can't for like what 3 or 4 weeks you can't get anything done.
No. That's why I was like, it needs to be clear that you're gone. Like, it needs to be clear so I can work behind the scenes, or your agent can bring offers to me, which is also fine. But I can also, if I'm in talks with other clubs, see if they're interested in you, and then come back to you. So certain things, even the Chiesa one, it needs to be clear. You cannot send him to the Euros with 1 year left on his contract. Either way, like, it needs to be clear. Are you going to keep him? Yes or no?
I think like, again, I think he's going to resign. For how long, I don't know. I think, but the renewal, he will get another whatever if it's a year or whatever.
I have that same feeling, to be honest.
I think he'll be done. I think he's staying. But again, so when do the national teams start going? Like after the Champions League, I guess, right?
Probably a week after or so, or immediately. Some teams.
So they literally have Monday, the 27th of May, to start doing their exit interviews, because I assume they do those with the players. And then Giuntoli literally has to get on the phone. Well, he should already be on the phone, but like he's gonna start moving.
Yeah. There's no time to waste right now.
Yeah.
There's actually we need so much. We need
especially
so much.
Like the Koopmeiners thing. Koopmeiners is going to Holland.
That's the deal. If we sign it, it's going to drag on for a long time. That's too much money. You're probably not going to wrap that up ASAP, because we're going to include players, and it's going to take ages.
Yeah.
Because they're not a mug. Like, you cannot mug off Atalanta. Like, they're an established club right now. You cannot say you can get Miretti, but we will have an option to buy him back. Atalanta will laugh at that. They were like, no, you will not. You're going to give him to us, and that's it. If you want him in a couple of years, you're going to pay. Like, they're not a club you're going to muck off again. Like, it's just not going to happen. So we didn't even, that didn't even happen with Caldara at the time. Like, and it was still very fresh for them as well, being there. So
are our working relationships well with them? Because I feel like the Kulusevski one was pretty normal. Like, I think it went because I think we overspent, but like.
Yeah, then every relationship is good if you overspend, I guess.
No, but I'm saying, like, I'm trying to think of the other dealings. We gave them Demiral, they pull their pants down there.
It's decent. Like, they signed the U player as well.
We signed from them?
No, they from us 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Whatever.
Oh, Muratore.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that, but they're in like the one you.
I know. They got prestige now, right? Like,
yeah, they're gonna sit there and they're like, hey, like, we're gonna finish above you. Like, if they win against Fiorentina, they finish above you. Like, whatever. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see how that will go. A final question before we wrap it up. No, really a question. Yep. But Cambiasso. I think because you said Bremer was the MVP, which I do agree, because I thought it was good from game 1 until game 38. Throughout the season, he was the most consistent player, in my opinion. But Cambiasso, like, after January, was in the news, like, ridiculous. Like, I remember we came on. Remember the Udinese game, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're wrong." I was like, "Hey, I hope I'm wrong," but I was like, hold on. And then Genoa away, all those games, remember, defensively, like, it was scrappy, it was all over the place, it wasn't good, got benched a couple of games, and we were like, weird, as well. But man, he took 20 steps forward every single day, by the looks of it, because at one point I'm like, hey, he can play number 8, I guess, because technically he's good. It feels like he has 10 engines in his body. He keeps going. Technically, he's good. Like, some of the passes he plays or the things he sees, I'm like, wow. And defensively, he actually improved big time. Because at the start of the season, I was scared. I was like, oh boy.
He does the odd, like, he gets the odd yellow card, the annoying one.
Yeah.
But like, I understand. Yeah, but you're right. He has improved though defensively.
He's a player, like, we signed him up, but at one point, like, the links with Real Madrid were from good sources. Like, they were not even crappy sources; they were actually decent sources. And I was like, wow, that's insane.
So this is this is a player where like a guy like Thiago Motta and like Cambiasso as a player that makes you happy as a Juventus fan because he has a brain because that he even played intelligently under Allegri, like moving throughout different positions. He actually funneled the ball. He played in triangles. Like he was, and he has, like you said, vision, and he has a brain. Like he has a brain to play the sport. He's not a robot. Like Arabio is a robot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cambiasso has a brain. So that has to excite you as a Juventus fan. You're right in the sense that he could probably play. Like he should. If Spalletti was a smart dude, he's starting for Italy. Like you find him a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like obviously right back or even in midfield. Like I saw Cristante made the team or Folaronushu or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I saw Cristante.
Okay,
as well.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So I'm like, okay. But that dude, he's improved so much because I remember we did what do we used to call those? Coaches' corners on Cambiasso. And I'm like, okay, seems very limited as a fullback because he got the ball and crossed it. But he could cross it well. He did different types of crosses. I'm like, okay. But through even this last year at Bologna, it was like okay.
Okay, it was okay.
It was okay. So coming here, it was like, okay, now he has more freedom at Juventus, which is weird because not many players have that much freedom, especially first-year players, especially fullbacks. So I think the club appreciates him, obviously, with the new renewal. And I think he's going to be not a star boy, but like a very important player going forward.
I agree. I think he's going to be vital for us. I think he's going to
he's
become a key
not
player.
Zambrotta because Zambrotta was strictly a wing player.
Yeah.
But like he has those vibes of a player that's very important, but not like the star. Like he wasn't Nedved, he wasn't Del Piero, he wasn't not Trezeguet, but like he wasn't Zidane, he was Zambrotta.
Yeah, I mean the steps he took is I cannot believe it. I'm not gonna lie. I cannot believe it. You know, I'm so happy.
You got like, and he's signed till 29 now. Amazing.
29 and pretty cheap. You know, 2.2, 2.5 million, which is
amazing.
Cheap. It's cheap. It's okay. That's
doesn't
what it
get
should
hurt.
be.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
That also is going to be a crazy thing. I know you have to go because I'm pretty sure you're doing a live soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to add one more thing. Thiago Motta is bringing his whole staff
with him. Yeah.
I want to see who gets injured and who doesn't get injured. 55 games into. I want to see what the thing is there.
Even Rabiot was breaking down this season, or he was like, whatever, you know, like it's going to shit. If I'm sitting out, I'm good. That could be a thing. But he was breaking down, which is also weird because he was literally Iron Man, you know. But he wasn't this. He was, man. He was not Iron Man.
I want to see what's going on here.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, same. Like it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, man, it's a new beginning. It's exciting, I guess, for now. It's all unknown, fresh, or what's gonna happen. So I think that's what we're gonna look up. But it's gonna be a packed summer for so many reasons. Weird stories we're gonna hate, love, be confused about, you know. But I've always said I'll give him 2 years before I not say in or out, but say, okay, this is making sense now. Because this season is weeding out, fix what you can fix, and next summer is adjusting. Okay, now we need the one big piece here and there, or you know what, we can move him out, whatever. So big things ahead, but we will he will definitely be here on this channel every single freaking day to
like the video, man. Everyone who is watching, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. This guy's gotten already 7.2 now. You're there.
Yeah, the Thiago Motta news did help. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. The new graphics and everything is going good.
Yeah, it's going good. A lot of new things coming as well. New shows. Also, not really. Some of them not always Juve related. Just more football related as well. Because after a season like this one, I think we all need it. Just talk about different stuff as well. But as you can see, Julian is back. Not back.
No beef.
But like, no beef, but he's probably going to be on a couple of more times during the transfer window to discuss a lot of moves probably. So Yeah, that's good because a lot of people were asking for you to come on again because I told
I'm
them
alive. I'm
what's
well. We have no beef. That's it.
yeah,
My
no
dog is
worries.
still there.
Yeah, he's chilling. He never watched
Yeah.
Juve this season, so.
No, he did not.
But thanks for coming on. Been
Yeah,
a
no
while.
problem, man.
Good to
Yep.
have you on again.
Yep.
And we will speak again soon, I guess, and maybe with 2-3 new signings and 2-3 exits as well. So we can maybe see what Motta is trying to build right here.
Yep.
People, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification because you're gonna need it. And we will see you guys back in the next one. Ciao.